Hello friends, welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're making shrimp scampi. So in this version of shrimp scampi, we're going to actually put it over top of some angel hair pasta to make it a little bit better and a little bit more of a meal. So you're going to start out with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in a pan. And to this, you're going to add at least 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to bring this up in temperature and melt the butter and mix it together. So this might take a couple minutes to melt your butter completely, but go ahead and stir them around in the olive oil and get them broken up and melted so that way they are ready to roll for the next ingredients. To this, you are going to add about the equivalent of 3 cloves of garlic that have been minced. You just basically, you could use this out of a jar that's already cut up, or you can cut it yourself. You want to mix this through with the olive oil and the butter. It's going to take about, I'd say, 2 to 3 minutes cooking time here to kind of get it cooked through, but you'll notice when they're getting there, the garlic that you put into the olive oil and the butter will start smelling more garlicky. You know that you've pretty much gotten it to a point where it's cooked enough to go on to your next ingredients. So keep stirring this around until everything is completely mixed through. But like I said, once you can smell the garlic, you know you're far enough through to go ahead and add your next ingredients. And to this, we are going to add a little bit of broth, which basically I used about 1/4 cup. You could use chicken broth or whatever if you'd like to. And then to this, we are going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And once you get these all in, we're going to stir this around and let it cook for a couple of minutes to basically incorporate all the flavors together. Basically at this point you just need this to simmer so that way everything is being mixed together and you can actually have all your flavors mixed to where when you put your shrimp in, they're going to start mingling together to make the flavor you're going to have in your scampi. Now, when I do this, I'm basically making enough here for 2 people to eat very well, or you could possibly do 3 people in this. So I use about 20 shrimp. Now mind you, you're going to make sure that these have all of the outer shell taken off, the tails off. Make sure they're deveined. You don't want any of that in here. And like I said, I'm using about 20 of these. It's more than enough for 2 people to eat on. If you really wanted to do more, you can do more than this. It's just one of those, it's depending on how many people you want to feed. In my case, I'm only feeding 2 people out of this, so there's more than enough for that. So once you get your shrimp in here, we're going to basically just let them simmer and saute as they cook. And to do this, you're probably going to need about 4 minutes. Now on top of this, I am adding parsley flakes, which is about 1/2 teaspoon. If you don't like them, you don't have to use them. It's all in your choice if you want to use them or not. And then on top of that, I am adding about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Not really typically what you have to put in this. I like it because it gives it a little bit more of an edge, a taste, and a little bit more thickness to what I'm about to mix in with my noodles, because like I said, I'm going to use angel hair pasta when I have this done. So basically I want to mix all of this together and let it simmer for, you know, at least 3-4 minutes to make sure that everything is incorporated with the cheese, but also make sure that your shrimp is completely cooked through. And you'll know when they become more pink, they're pretty much cooked through. You don't want to overcook these because then they will start to shrink. But flip your shrimp back and forth, make sure that the translucent parts are actually turning pink, and then you'll know you've gotten it pretty much to the point you want before we set this aside. Because once we get these completely cooked through and all of the cheese and everything is mixed in, we're going to want to set this to the side, and then we're going to actually make our noodles. And as you can see, my shrimp are turning color and they are pretty much to the point of being done. So as I said, just go through, make sure if you see one that is a little translucent, go ahead and flip it, make sure that it's cooking on both sides. Just make sure both sides of your shrimp are pink. We don't want to undercook, but we also don't want to overcook these. So go ahead as you're doing this, stir them around, make sure they flip, make sure that they are getting coated in the butter, the olive oil, the cheese, and everything in the seasonings, because this is what's going to give you your flavor. And then in a pot of water, we are going to put in about 8 ounces of angel hair pasta. Usually these packs are about 16 ounces, so I only use like a half of one. And I put it in. You're going to cook this for the average time they say to cook it, which is about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how well it cooks. And when you're done with this, you're basically going to drain the water from it once you've gotten to around the 6 to 8 minute marker. Make sure that your pasta is completely cooked through, and you can tell when you move it around whether it's stiff or it's actually cooked properly. Then we're going to bring back our skillet, that which had the shrimp and the cheese and olive oil and butter in it, and then we're going to actually bring in the angel hair pasta a little at a time. And once you get this in, you're going to want to start mixing it around so you can actually make all of the ingredients from your pan mix into the noodles and give it flavor. So your shrimp's going to move through your olive oil, your butter, your seasonings, everything. You're going to want to mix it through thoroughly and evenly. And once you have this in the pan, you do want to let this simmer for, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, just to make sure that your pasta has taken up all of this moisture and it's incorporated into it. So, and this won't take long, and then you're completely done with your meal, and you have scampi with angel hair pasta, which is a really quick and easy meal if you wanted to fix something special for someone, just out of the ordinary and different. And this does have a wonderful taste. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And if you notice on the plate, I have cheddar biscuits, which I also have a video for this, so I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to look at that. And I hope you like this video, and if you like my others, please take a look at my cookbook, which is available on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide. And I hope you have a great day.